All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua HaRachakadash. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to elect, which we hope to be. It's your brother Chawatya. Got a quick lesson for you Negro, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who better shame by looking like heathens. The Spirit bear witness that they are child of Heavenly Father. And the name of Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world only calls Jehovah, God of Yahweh. And the name of Heavenly Son is Yahweh, who the world only calls Jesus Christ or Jesus Christ or Yeshua. Quick lesson. Any other preachers come out, you already know it's the Holy Spirit, white believe it or not. And it's going to be a quick lesson. Because a lot of people still think it's sweet. A lot of these people and stuff think that it's sweet. And the thing is that it ain't. You know, like I know and stuff, incarceration and stuff ain't the greatest. We already seeing stuff that they sent people and stuff to Alcatraz. They went sent it to other various other states or countries and whatnot. No, not states, but countries. You know what I'm saying? In their prison systems. You know what I'm saying? You know, those and stuff who is illegals and whatnot and stuff, right? So on and so forth. And the thing is that even if you are domestic, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna sit up here and send you the they gonna sit up here and incarcerate more. You know what I'm saying? You know, and guess what? You might be outside and stuff. You know, it's not just the penitentiary. It's not just jail. You know what I'm saying? You know, soon, guess what? They're gonna be like this and stuff when it comes down to martial law. You know what I'm saying, right? And guess what? I ain't gonna make mention of it and stuff, but the thing is that, you know, we've recently seen and stuff that you had individuals and stuff claiming and stuff to be ICE agents and whatnot and stuff, and the whole time they weren't ICE agents, and they was just sitting up there having fun because they had some replicas, right? So you know what that's gonna mean? That means and stuff that guess what's gonna happen? A lot of individuals that means and stuff that guess what, a lot of there's gonna be I mean shit, I said this before. It's that movie, I think his name is Terrence Howard or something like that. And the thing is that you had that one scene where you had the two officers, you know what I'm saying, right? And he was with his woman and stuff, and they get pulled over. And here it is and stuff. I think he frisked his woman and whatnot and stuff, and he was touching more than he was supposed to. And the thing is that his woman was like, come do something. His woman was like, come and do something, right? His woman was like, come and do something. And the thing is that, but if I do, then guess what? I ain't gonna be able to protect you and stuff if they put me in handcuffs. And then here it is, she was uncomfortable, but she didn't give a fuck. And the thing is that she had to still consider where it's like, it's either we roll with the punches, we either roll with the punches, whatever. But we either roll with the punches and stuff, or else you never see me again. And then who's gonna protect you then? You know? And guess what? None of that and stuff was hidden. All that and stuff is still the same way and stuff here. It's still the same way here. And the thing is that like the individuals and stuff who know that they eat them, it's Revelations 12 and 12. Matter of fact. It's lucky. I kind of overheard a female and stuff probably getting herself ready and stuff to record me from a window. And the thing is that it's like there's no peace. But it's alright. This Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Those heavens talking about those who have the mindset and stuff of the scriptures. Right? It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. It said, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And this is going to be martial law. martial law. And guess what? A lot of power and stuff is going to be abused. And guess what? It's always a prelude. Matter of fact, let's get that word. The word prelude is introductory, performance, action, or event preceding and preparing for the principal or a more important matter. You know what I'm saying, right? So the thing is that when it comes down to the prelude, and I'm just gonna keep this short. When it comes down to the prelude, you know what I'm saying, they're showing and stuff that, guess what? Why if they're impersonating versus being the actual thing and stuff, right? Because we already seen and stuff that, guess what, no matter shit, I told my OG before and stuff, it's like, look, niggas are everywhere. And the constant visitation and stuff of the hospital and stuff, I always had to make sure and stuff that they had my stuff. Certain things and stuff will be placed and stuff in several different lockers and whatnot if it looked like it was jewelry or stuff or some sort of value, especially if it was money. And it's like, oh, I had whoop the whoop, and they'll tell you and stuff. It's like, well, the only thing that was there was such and such. And whole time, since they have the power of creating the narrative and whatnot and stuff, because you don't know anything, they mostly and stuff be lying, you know. And you got different skits out there. You get various individuals and stuff who know about it and stuff, and it's like, no, they be robbing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like with the DoorDash, you know what I'm saying, and the Grubhub and the Uber Eats and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Gold Puff, where you had those before. And the thing is that the situation is that you will have some people and stuff who will really work for the job. You know what I'm saying? In both situations and stuff where they'll work for the job. Both situations and stuff where they work for the job. But the thing is that when it comes down to both situations and stuff, when it comes down to the job, right? Both situations and stuff when it's like it, because, you know, I knew somebody and stuff was gonna come around me and stuff to see what I was doing, you know, because if you don't look like the same race as them and stuff, everything you do and stuff is suspicious. But anyways, the thing is that what happened, pretty much and stuff, what happened was that pretty much and stuff, what happened is that you had damn, I forgot what I was finna say, man. But I want to keep it short anyways. But what happens is that damn, I really forgot what I was finna say. And I think it's another person coming through. They ass on some shit where I'm at. And at all times, so that's when they want to come through. But bear with me. So, it's like I did forget and stuff what I was going to say. But the one thing and stuff that I will say and stuff is this. When it comes down to it and stuff, a lot of these, yeah, I forgot. Because what I go to, so like you bear with me. All right, so, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. So, because I got distracted, you know, but, it might be some individuals and stuff who might actually work on the force who abuse their power. We've seen that before. We've seen it on YouTube. We've seen how they share it on different like Rumble and Odyssey and stuff, and various other what they call it different platforms and whatnot and stuff on mainstream news and stuff, right? And the thing is that, guess what? None of that shit is going to change when it becomes lawless out here and when they have martial law. And we saw and stuff what happened when it came down to the movie Bushwick. You know what I'm saying? You know, you had one of those officers and stuff climbing into that female's apartment window, and low-key he was finna have his way with it. And guess what? That was an impersonator. That was an individual and stuff who was really of the force. And we also know and stuff that they passed a lot of legislations and stuff for the officers and stuff to have a little bit more backup, which, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying, you know, but niggas gonna be niggas. And what happened when you have a nigga and stuff with power? Remember what the Oracle said and stuff to Neo in Matrix Reloaded? She said, what do all men with power want? More power. You know, and and guess what? Whatever suffices them, a lot of people and stuff is gonna go on the left hand side. They're gonna see for wickedness. Nah, but they finna see for wickedness, and pretty much and stuff. When it comes down to it, you know, even if you're not incarcerated and whatnot, you might be out here. And I'm speaking as a man on this. What happens and stuff when they incarcerate regular people in their neighborhoods, but they can't cross certain districts? You know what I'm saying? You know, because like, what if you in a specific area and stuff, but if you cross a certain district and whatnot, they got blockades on it like they had in that movie Songbird. You know what I'm saying? Cutting off the highways and whatnot and stuff. You know, all that is predictive programming, meaning that they insist that that's what they're going to end up doing. And when it comes down to the predicted or the order out of chaos, we already know. When it comes down to the order out of chaos and stuff, we already know and stuff what they will do. We already know and stuff. We already know and stuff what they will do is that they'll create false scenarios and stuff just so they can be of assistance. So even though it's real scenarios too, but it's also false ones. And that order out of KO and stuff is just so they can bring in martial law. And guess what? Just because they got a badge, even the different gangs and stuff that I come across and whatnot and stuff, right? You know what they'll say? They'll be like, well, the officers and stuff is just a gang with a badge. You know what I'm saying? You know? Look at them as being the same and whatnot, because they had their rules and regulations and stuff, and they claimed that they was trying to keep the area and stuff safe. And the thing is that when it comes down to the rest of these people, and I don't know so much and stuff about gangs and stuff, but I know a little bit. But when it comes down to it and stuff, the thing is that I know and stuff how gangs and stuff was originally created, and they was originally created and stuff. Why? Because those are the authorities and whatnot and stuff was misusing their power. And guess what? None of that shit changed, and it's still here. You know, you got I forget what they call it. I forget what they call it. They call it. I forget what they call it, but they call it I forget what they call it, but when it come down to it and stuff, this is pretty much more likely as though it's gonna happen. And even when it come down to some of you officers and whatnot and stuff, I'm not trying to sow discord. You know what I'm saying? You know, but even the possibility or the suggestibility and stuff might be there. Or if you have some individuals and stuff where they trying to do their own thing and stuff, right? But then at the same time and stuff, you had that one good cop, they gonna seek to try to destroy you. And just imagine the stuff, officer down and stuff, shots fired and stuff, and the only one and stuff, we lost another one. It's because you had an officer and stuff kill another one and stuff because they want to be on some other shit. You have to understand this might be the possibility and stuff in these times to come. So this is so when it come down to incarceration like jail and prison and whatnot and concentration camps, you know, they're going to be blocking off and stuff various areas and whatnot where you can't go nowhere. And who's to say and stuff that guess what if they ICE or what if they ICE or not, you know what I'm saying, or military or not, or martial law or not and stuff, right? What are you going to do and stuff when they're trying to have their way? And it's this one little short vid. It's this one short vid where You had this short vid and stuff where you, and guess what, they actually got it and stuff where it's like this, where the military and stuff, if it's a situation for martial law, what they can do is that they can come in your crib and stuff and take your food. You know what I'm saying? And if they being assholes with it and not being considerate and stuff, saying it's like, I gotta stay strong to protect you, guess what's gonna happen and stuff? Somebody gonna be like, okay, y'all been here too much and whatnot and stuff, and they gonna take it as a personal offense, call something and stuff on their radio, and then next thing you know and stuff, it's like, I ain't doing that and stuff, and now you in an uncomfortable situation and stuff where you might have to sit up here and fight one of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're trying to do more than protect you. And remember, I don't know, a lot of people probably don't remember, but it's something called, you know what I mean, you got Project Megiddo, Jade Helm and stuff, but then you also have Operation Garden Plot and stuff. And when it comes down to Operation Garden Plot, they have the okay and stuff to shoot down citizens, right? So what happens and stuff if you got a motherfucking stuff that's in there and they hate you? You know what I'm saying? You know, they gonna shoot you down and stuff even though you ain't resisting arrest. They gonna kill your ass and stuff because they only came in that position and stuff just to get you, so they can have more power and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And part of that is going to be this. 2 Ezra 15 and 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And the scripture says that the mighty man shall be his winner. You know? The mighty man shall be his winner. Right? So pretty much the stuff what's going on is that these are possible outcomes. And this is why we lean upon this. And Salaki and stuff, I usually and stuff will go to the purple app, but the absence, the advertisement and stuff keep popping on and off like it was, but it wasn't doing that before. Right? This ain't the one I was looking for, but I'll go for it. This Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer where I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Now, I might probably stuck in a little extra, but when it come down to predictive programming and stuff, this is what they purposely and stuff expect to actually do and stuff out here on the streets. You know what I'm saying? You know, because guess what? They're going to know and stuff how to provoke. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a certain outcome happen. You know what I'm saying, right? Verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for us, like verse 2, it says, and the Lord answered me, Yahweh Shem Shai, and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it, meaning to have it easily understood. Remember, it says in 1 Corinthians 14 and 33 that the Lord is not an author of confusion. You know what I'm saying? You know, so therefore and stuff, we supposed to understand the mystery and put it in layman's terms, so Peter, an easier way for you to understand. You know, and we might bring out different analogies and similitudes, you know what I'm saying, you know, right? Or different things and stuff that they have done and stuff that was unconstitutional. Well, guess what? Your constitution and stuff ain't gonna matter and stuff in those days. You know what I'm saying, you know? And one thing about medical martial law is that they can sit up here and call, when it come down to medical martial law and whatnot and stuff, they can turn anything into an issue and stuff and detain you. So you just being normal and stuff, they can just call out a symptom and whatnot and stuff, and that can be a normalized thing that everybody else does. And guess what they gonna do? They gonna turn it into a problem just to detain you. And what if that happened to be one of your haters, or a motherfucker that hated and stuff? The fact that at your old job you got a promotion and they didn't, so they joined ICE, or they join some sort of militant. They join some sort of militant area. They join some militant availability and stuff. We already knowing that money is going to be involved. You know what I'm saying, right? And when that happens and stuff, guess what they going to do? You know, speaking as a man, they're going to abuse their authority. When it comes down to their authority being abused, they know and stuff that the people and stuff is more than likely going to fight up against them and stuff. So it's going to put them in that trigger happy spirit, trigger happy spirit. You know what I'm saying, to come against anyone and whatnot and stuff, because it's going to be like, you know what, everybody is a possible enemy. You know? And I'm going to say this, when it come down to Naruto, right, you got the two sides of peace, where everybody and stuff come together and whatnot and stuff, and agree with certain terms and try to work things out and stuff through negotiation. You know what I'm saying? But then you also have the other ones and stuff where it's like, you also have the other ones and stuff where it's like, you also have the other ones and stuff where, where they figured so like you got the other ones and stuff where yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say again. But when it comes down to it and stuff, predictive programming, the different things and stuff, and apocalyptic times and stuff, when it comes down to the movie, you know what I'm saying, you know, right, in that movie Songbird and stuff, you had a female who was like, and I've just noticed off the trailers, she knew and stuff, she wasn't sick and stuff, but anybody and stuff who possibly could have been around, they had to be quarantined or this, that, and the third, and the whole time put them in a position and stuff where it's like, well, guess what, you might be going through this, you might be going through that, let's check, woo to woo, and then something that you know that you didn't have because they already previously gave the symptoms and stuff on the world news, on the mainstream news and whatnot, and you know you don't get them symptoms. You know what I'm saying? If you know something about them or you don't know and stuff, or they might get suspicious and whatnot and stuff, guess what? They on some dirty ass shit calling you out for something that ain't right. You gotta understand this stuff. These are going to be the times. You know what I'm saying? Do not think that just because you get incarcerated and stuff, right, that's going to be the harshest thing. The same thing that's in there is going to be the same shit that's out here. You know? You know? And you got to understand, like King David said and stuff, he was surrounded by strong bulls of Bashan. The thing is that, you know, if you expect to be at the house of David, the Lord's going to deliver and stuff, how he going to deliver. But then at the same time and stuff, you're going to be overpowered, which is going to bring this one scripture. This Habakkuk 2 and 3, not this one, but the next one I'm finna get. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. I mean, it's going to come to pass. And this is the scripture I'm talking about. This is Isaiah 59 and verse 19. And it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. Because these are prophecies and stuff that's coming to pass that nobody can sit up here and be like, no, I don't see it. You must be really blind like a bat and stuff, or the Lord blinds your ass and stuff, so you can't get it. That means and stuff that the Lord might be against your ass and stuff if you can't see these things and stuff in His plane. Right? And it says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. And that's going to be the time and stuff of spiritual powers. We're already come, the standard and stuff is already giving you the literature and stuff of what the Lord wants. You know what I'm saying? How the required lifestyle and stuff that He had rather for you to live. Right? But when it comes down to, when they come through, right, according to that Revelations 12 and 12, you know what I'm saying, you know, knowing how maybe strategically and stuff in certain areas and stuff. They trying to keep somebody and stuff weak. Come on, leave me alone, Charlotte. I'm trying to do something. Right? When it comes down to it and stuff, right, what's going to happen is that the Lord's going to lift up a standard and stuff to his righteous men. He ain't going to give it to a malicious soul. A malicious soul more than likely finna utilize whatever left-hand power and stuff that they can and stuff just so they can overpower others. And what's the oldest trick of the book? Whoever it is and stuff that might be a opposing threat and stuff, keep them weak. But guess what? That's when that spiritual power is going to come. That's going to be part of that standard. Right? And matter of fact, let me get in the blue letter right quick. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. And I just want to get the word standard. And it's the word nawas. And it says to flee, escape, take flight, depart, you know, and what the scripture says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. No, that's not the same. But when it comes down to lifting up the standard, the second portion of it and stuff is going to be the fact that the second portion about it and stuff is going to be the fact that the Lord, Psalms 110 and 3, my people shall be willing the day of thy power, and not just for the prophecy's sake, but also for them spiritual powers and stuff that the Lord's going to give us and stuff for self-defense, because they're purposely going to try to come to overpower us. You know what I'm saying? You know, for those and stuff who believe and for the non-believers. But the only ones and stuff who are going to believe, or if it is a non-believer and whatnot and stuff, right, they're more than likely going to believe and stuff because someone who already believes and stuff in 100% truth, a great millstone, men of valor, Luke 9 and 49, those and stuff, preach the same exact doctrine. You know what I'm saying? It's going to receive that power and whatnot and stuff. And those miracles, remember when Yahushua was on the scene, his miracles was causing a lot of people and stuff to believe, not just for the word alone. You know, if anything and stuff, he was pushing people to emulation who once knew this and stuff and lost patience. You know what I'm saying? You know? And the thing is that was bringing them in, but then for the very individuals and stuff who was like, well, based off the word alone, that's not enough. Based off the word alone, that's not enough. I need something more than that and stuff. And the Lord said that we shall do greater things and stuff than him. So it's going to be some heavy spiritual powers and stuff that's going to be convincing and stuff, where a person will have to purposely be on denial and stuff for and stuff after they've seen what they seen, you know. And we don't know and stuff who the Lord going to show it to. But one thing I will say and stuff, that the Lord's going to give that power, you know what I'm saying, to those and stuff who's going to be attacked. And it might be some individuals and stuff where they might not be attacked, you know what I'm saying, you know, where they ain't have to worry about that. So, and it's going to be this. And when I say might not be attacked, I'm referring to this. It's Psalms 34 and verse 7. And it says, I'm reading the AMP. It says, the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him with all inspired reverence and worship him with obedience. And he rescues each of them. When you read the KJV, it says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. It says, oh, taste and see that the Lord Yahweh Shai is good, or Yahweh is good. Blessed is that man that trusts in him. You know what I'm saying? And we want our impurities and stuff to this Psalms 32 and 1. It said, a song of David of mischief. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. And the ones and stuff who's covered, then the ones and stuff who's going to get that ultimate protection. You know what I'm saying, when it come down to the angels, or when it come down to spiritual powers, which more than likely is going to be given through the angels. You know what I'm saying, because they part of our protection. You know what I'm saying? You know, they send power that the Holy Spirit and stuff is placed upon us. You know, right? So, you know, keep the faith. You know, don't give up. You know what I'm saying? You know, things gonna get a little harder and whatnot and stuff, right? And you see how the Lord and stuff is giving. He ain't giving too much and stuff that we cannot handle and stuff, as it says in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, right? So the thing is that He's gradually and stuff strengthening us and stuff to be able to handle the various things and stuff that's going to come forth. And guess what? A lot of these people and stuff ain't going to be able to handle it and stuff. Why? Because they're going to be unprepared. Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of their times and strength for salvation. These people ain't going to be stable, and they ain't going to have strength for salvation. You know? Because they might be malicious souls. You know what I'm saying, right? And those malicious souls, they're going to use they're going to lean upon carnal protection. You know what I'm saying? Which going to put them underneath that Jeremiah 17:5, which you can read for yourself. But I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua HaRoch double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and citations to elect, which we hope to be. Shalom, wa Baba Ba, Kwam Yasharallah.